seem to face up to the facts. I'm tense and nervous and I can't relax.
A tub of ice cream to heal a broken heart, hot chips to distract from a bad day at work. Today on The Psychology Of, we're looking at the science of comfort eating.
Now, a groundbreaking study has revealed that we learn to comfort eat as kids. Researchers found stress or arguments at the dinner table can lead to us using food to feel better. So if we've learned to eat away our emotions, is it possible to retrain our brain?
For more on this, we are joined by author and speaker Dr. Helena Popovic. Helena, lovely to see you again. Thank you for your time this afternoon. Tell us exactly what the researchers found.
Well, several studies involving thousands of twins with identical genes found two major factors contributing to comfort eating. And as you mentioned, it's not their genes, it's their early childhood experiences that are responsible. And the first is having lots of arguments and stress at the dinner table as the child is growing up. And the second factor is parents offering their children favourite foods when the child is feeling upset or hurt, because then the child learns to associate food with being comforted.
OK, so let's go back to the stress at the dinner table. How does that actually contribute to what happens to you as an adult?
Several factors are at play here. The first is we know from previous research that foods that are high in sugar, refined carbohydrates and rich combinations of sugar and fat, and a prime example is iced donuts, these foods actually trigger the release of chemicals in the brain that are soothing. And we discover that pretty early in life and then start to self-medicate. The other thing that a lot of children learn is that stress and arguments at the dinner table can be interrupted when they eat well, when they finish everything on their plate, because their parent is then pleased with them. Aren't you a good girl? You're a good eater. Have some ice cream. So again, they learn that eating can bring relief, emotional relief and reward. And the other thing that's going on is when we're eating in a stressful environment, we produce the hormone cortisol. Cortisol makes us eat faster, makes us hungrier, induces sugar cravings and leads to laying down fat around our abdomen. So it's layer upon layer of things that lead to comfort eating as a habit when we're an adult.
Well, can these habits around comfort eating be unlearned?
Yes, in fact they can. It's actually a fairly straightforward three-step process. The first is becoming aware when you're using food to soothe yourself. So before eating, stop and ask yourself, am I hungry here or am I trying to manage my emotions? The second step is, if you realise it's an emotional driver, label the feeling. I'm feeling bad, I'm feeling angry. Just acknowledge to yourself how you're feeling, frustrated, anxious. If you can't label it, then even just saying to yourself, you know what, I don't like how I'm feeling bad. And when we label our feelings, it immediately calms down the emotional centre in our brain called the amygdala, because we engage our rational brain, the forebrain. When we activate the forebrain, we calm down the amygdala. And step 3 then is give yourself the endorphin hit that you were hoping the food would give you. The most effective way is think warm and fuzzy. The brain is very effective at producing feel-good chemicals, not only in response to what we do and what we eat, but in response to what we think. So reminisce about your honeymoon. I hope that was a good experience. Holding your newborn, winning an award, whatever makes you feel good will give you that endorphin hit and decrease your desire for food.
Nice one, Helena. Very well explained. What advice can you give to parents so that their kids develop a healthy relationship with food?
The first is try and keep meal times as relaxed and fun and stress-free as possible. I know from personal experience it's a challenge, so do your best. Also try and feed your child when they're hungry. We call that feeding on demand rather than when you think they should eat. Again, just do your best around that. Really important is never use food as a reward. Never withhold favourite foods as punishment, because that's when the child learns food has an emotional value. So find alternatives. And a really great study found that, you know what children want most and value most is quality time with their parents, doing fun things with their parents. That is the best treat, especially since we live in such a distracted world and it's a rare commodity. We underestimate just how much healing being fully present with someone is. And remember not to label ice cream, chocolates, biscuits, chips as treats, because if we label those foods as treats, we then feel we're missing out when we don't have them. So just ice cream is ice cream, chips are chips, but don't add any more meaning to that. And of course, model healthy behaviour.
Well said. Terrific. Thanks, Dr. Helena.
We miss you, Helena. Come and join us in the studio again very soon.
I will do so. Thank you.
Thanks so much.